you download Grammarly? Come on.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like I need to get restream going. Forgot about that. Thank you guys all so much for stopping by. For those of you guys that are here, it looks like the audio is running well. Wanted to thank everyone once again for the love and support of the channel. My name is Eli. For those of you guys that don't know, Tuesdays and Thursdays are our Q&A session days where I answer any and all of your guys' questions related to anything going on in the world of Pokemon. Of course, the title of the video is the same as yesterday's video, so typically that is for you to answer questions, or for me to answer any questions regarding to that. Of course, it doesn't have to be specific to yesterday's video, but I can't go obviously through every comment and try and answer for yesterday's video, so this is my attempt today. But hopefully y'all are having a good day. Let's go through and see how everyone's doing. John Boy, Scratch'em, Dom, thank you for being here. Brando H, thank you guys. Let's jump into it. So, hopefully, like I said before, everyone's having a good day. I am tired, and my hair looks messy. I need to get a haircut, man. Since I've been down here, I haven't gotten a haircut, and I look absolutely homeless, and I need to get that figured out. But obviously, yesterday we were going through and talking about the overall leaks. Surprisingly, we haven't gotten the leaks yet for the rest of the set. For VStar Universe, I went and messaged the guy who did the leaks earlier this morning and was like, hey, you still planning on doing the leaks? Just curious. Who knows if he responds, but what's up, TT? How we doing? Hopefully all is well with you. But yeah, I am low energy. My fiance had to get up for work this morning, and she likes to get up an hour and a half early for work to, like, you know, do her makeup and stuff. And she had to work at 8, so I was up at 6:30 and I went to bed late. So let's just say I'm running on 4 hours of sleep. So I am tired, but I'm used to being tired, so this ain't a problem. But yeah, let's have a good one. I want to pull up on the other screen as well, just so that we can show TCG player. Here's what we have shown there, and then also as well, quite interesting. Obviously we use PokeBeach quite a bit in terms of news sources. That's one of the main places we use. They do not have any sort of information in regards to, like, showing images on the leaks, which is interesting that they're not doing that. Maybe they're not doing it because they think it's wrong that leaks happen from the distributor, or not from the distributor, but, you know, for the set before it's come out. Do you have any label printer suggestions? Yeah, I'll give you a suggestion. So the one that I use is a Dymo. DYMO. It's awesome. It's literally the only one I've ever needed to use. It's great. I absolutely love it. Do we have confirmation for a Brilliant Star Booster Box reprint? We don't have full-on confirmation, TT. I mean, my distributor has informed me that we're expecting to get one. They had informed me that of a couple months back, but said it was going to be pushed off and delayed more than likely till the end of the year. So we're still waiting to hear more information about that. There was a reprint for Evolving Skies and Brilliant that got canceled in Australia, Chris says. That's interesting. Really? Reprint cancellation? What's the news on that? This is all new to me. So that's absolutely crazy. One piece of news that I thought was quite interesting that someone had messaged me in regards to is that one thing I thought was quite interesting is I had someone message me about someone on eBay that had a couple alias accounts that was selling exclusive Pokemon Center items for under MSRP, and whenever they shipped it, it shipped with the slip of the, like, address, like it shipped with the slip from the Pokemon company, which was quite interesting. I'll hopefully be able to pull them up here in a second. I'll just need to do a keyword search on the person's name. I need to learn how to do an advanced search here. Yeah, by seller. Oh. Apparently the user's name was not found. I thought that was the user. Oh, it's underscore. Still nothing found. That's quite bizarre. That was one of the names that we had seen. We'll talk about that more, but let me get into some of the questions. Wow, this will push the prices even more. Do you think if other Celebrations items are getting reprinted besides the Charizard and Sylveon box on Walmart site? Well, we don't even know if it was an official reprint. I ordered some myself because I'd like to include Celebrations packs in our mystery packs. So I bought some for the mystery packs, but of course we have to wait and see of confirmation if they are actually legit, and if it is, of course, a reprint, or if it's just some old product they happen to have found from their distributor. There was a video about it recently from a YouTube channel called Tim's Bricking Cards. There also seems to be a lot of screenshots from Distro on Reddit suggesting the same. Really, Chris? So you're telling me that there are YouTube channels, or not YouTube channels, sorry, eBay sites that are saying that the Pokemon company is going on eBay and selling product well below Distro? That's quite bizarre. Do you know if there's any of those accounts that you can reference to right now? Because that was the one that I was given, but obviously there's no exact match for this item anymore. So I'm wondering if it's sold out. I would love to look it up and see, though. Hey, any thoughts on Evolving Skies prize? Will there be any reprints or a good point to buy? Yeah, CS Noob, here's my philosophy on it. The set is going to be in rotation for at least another year to a year and a couple months. Because of the competitive viability of it, and there's no way the Pokemon company is going to let a box like this stay as high as it is for that much longer, in my opinion. I would like to believe that you would expect there to be reprints relatively soon. I don't know whether that's going to be leading up to Black Friday. I don't know whether that's going to be, sometime early next year. But my expectation is they will have Evolving Skies reprints, and you want to take advantage when that does happen, and for however much the prices of the booster boxes drop. Any thoughts about holiday exclusive products? I know they're mostly reprints or new promos, but do you think they're any good for long-term investments? I mean, not really any English right now in terms of holiday promos. The only, quote-unquote promo box I guess I like a lot is the Arceus or the Charizard, but obviously Charizard is extremely overpriced unless you can get it for $180 or cheaper, and then, with the Arceus box, it does seem like it's very much readily available. So that's one of my favorites. But in terms of like special promos, I mean, you've got obviously all these exclusive, GameStop, Walmart, Target boxes, Amazon boxes that have all recently come out, and they're all absolutely garbage. I hate all of them, if I'm being completely honest. So sadly, there aren't any specialty promo boxes that I really like that much. Wait, so the Lugia alt art isn't revealed yet? Yeah, so Patrick, there's only two that haven't been John Doe, I just read that. Should I change the music? No, so the Lugia alt art hasn't been revealed yet. So all the alt arts themselves, like the set list for it, has been revealed, but only 2 of the actual alt art designs have been revealed. So the Regidrago has been revealed with the alt art, the Unknown has been revealed with the alt art, Lugia has been revealed without the art design, and then so is the Skunk Tank. Alt art been revealed without the design. Oh no, I didn't mean that. I meant screenshots of distros saying ES and PS reprints weren't coming. I meant screenshots of distros. Oh, saying that ES and PS reprints weren't coming. Right? No, that's what you said. Let me go back and read your first message. You had said, have you heard about the recent reprint cancellations of Evolving Skies and Brilliant Stars in Australia? Yeah, no, I read that right. That's quite interesting that they're going to be canceling the reprints, and I'm wondering why. We need a massive ES reprint badly, 100%, John. Thanks a lot for answers, as I like the set and want to buy a case for it long term. Yeah, I'd be patient, man. I wouldn't be too worried about it, honestly. I mean, the only time I would say you really would start to panic is if the set was about to go out of rotation from being printed. So for those of you guys that are listening right now that are new to the channel, and for those of you guys that already know this, I'll be quick with this general explanation, but here's how Pokemon Company can predict their reprints. If it's part of the competitive play standard format, because Pokemon does reprints based on competitive play, then if it's in the rotational format, it is going to have the possibility of getting a reprint. How do you know if it's in rotation or not? So as you can see, when you click on a card at the very bottom, there is a letter symbol that's associated with it, right? So as you can see with the Giratina, it is an F. So the current cards that are in the standard rotation are cards that have a D at the bottom, cards that have an E at the bottom, and cards that have an F at the bottom. So these 3 are currently in rotation. So D is going to go out of rotation sometime early of next year. E is going to go out of rotation sometime next year, like middle to end of next year is the expectation, depending upon if there's a total setback based off the fact that they push back rotational play from being pushed out. Because historically speaking, rotation usually would happen right after Worlds, but for some reason they delayed it. So there's an expectation there's going to be a ton of reprints of sets that are about to go out of rotation coming into the future within the next couple months or so. But so Evolving Skies, with that being said, since it's in E rotation and only D rotation is getting rotated out, it is not going to be rotated out for at least another year, meaning that there's going to be opportunities for it to be reprinted, and I think that it would be dumb if they didn't. Thank you, Raheem. Freaking Raheem's my boy. Oh, Raheem found it. Alright, let's go do a search on that. Man, how the hell did you find that, dude? I appreciate you on that one. So here it is, for the Damon Pate 7 that we're referencing. Yeah, look at this. Quite interesting that we have these prices. Obviously, this is just, I mean, is there a recent sales we can see probably of his? That's so fascinating to me. That is so crazy. Yeah, let's look at sold listings. Okay, so he had Shining Fates product. He had Arceus figure collection product. Yeah, they had stuff under. Is there other names that you guys are aware of? I would love to see more that I can buy. Also as well, Raheem, I don't know if you were listening what I said, but the guy who said the full video of the sheet post will be coming soon, he obviously hasn't posted, and I messaged him, and I'll see if I can try and get an upfront leak on it. But yeah, going back to it, I wouldn't be too worried about Evolving Skies, just be patient, it's still in rotation. Lugia Altart is only an ultra rare. Do you think there will be a secret rare? Well, no, they have both. So, I mean, they have the gold. They're gonna have a gold Lugia, and then they're more than likely gonna have a rainbow Lugia, and they're going to have an alternate Lugia. So gold's been confirmed, Altart's been confirmed. Rainbow's the only one that hasn't been confirmed. Well, you would have to go through and look at the set list. I haven't gone through and looked at it. I guarantee you could probably find it, and I guarantee you it's probably there. So, but yeah, no, it's been secret rare alt art has been confirmed. Evolving Skies ETB prices are basically MSR right now. Don't you think that's the best investment in today's market? It's definitely one of the best investments by far, Card Palace. Obviously, I was hyping that up a ton, talking about it, how I felt it was at a good price if you could get it at MSRP. The only reason why I didn't put it in my September's pickups for my top 5 was because I had already talked about it so much. I figured people were already aware about it, and I didn't want to kind of beat a dead horse on it, because it's pretty self-explanatory at this point that if it's Evolving Skies ETBs at wholesale or cheaper, you pick that up, even if it's slightly more. I think where I start to not be interested if it's $45 or more. Hey Eli and Gain, what's up Jones Drew? I hope everyone is enjoying the stream. Please don't forget to drop a like. I appreciate that. Don't forget to drop a like, ladies and gentlemen. Say I have 30 cases of Evo Skies, I got it 90. Should I sell theoretically? I mean, you've got two kind of options here, John Boy. You either sell right now, theoretically, or you would wait until you have a full-on confirmation that distro is going to be doing reprints. Because here's the deal, man. One of the ways that I would say that you can really make a ton of money, not financial advice, I'm not a financial advisor, but if prices are high, let's say back in the day when Chilling Reign was at $150 a booster box, and I made a video that Chilling Reign was going to be getting a reprint. If you had just watched my video when you found out the news, you had a week to sell your product before the prices absolutely tanked down to $70. And so if you were sitting on Chilling, you would have absolutely made a killing if you had sold for, obviously, however cheap you were able to get in it for the first time around. So same concept would apply. I mean, when I hear news about Evolving Skies reprints, you're going to hear about it from us first. Very rarely do people kind of beat us in terms of reprint news, which is quite interesting because there are other channels that have distributor connections like myself that I would kind of figure they would beat me. The only thing I would say recently that I got beat on was Danny Phantom found out that there's going to be a second wave for the Charizard Premium Collection, which I didn't know about, and I found out from my distributor that it is confirmed. So but yeah, just pay attention to my video drops when you see Evolving Skies confirmation confirmed without a question mark at the end. Then it's going to be the video telling you what the confirmation is. If it's a question mark with it, then it could give you details of when we're expecting one in the near future, or more than likely rumors that have been going around from other channels. But once I've talked to my sales rep, then I don't add a question mark at the end there. Can I book a half an hour with you as a coaching session? Oh gosh, CS Noob. Sure. I mean, if you want to message me on Discord, we can have a conversation about that. I'm not necessarily opposed to it. I know that I currently, as it stands, have a Patreon, and that was actually one of the things we wanted to give people an option for if they wanted an hour and a half of my time to just ask me literally any questions they wanted forever, and they wanted me to give them a breakdown of just the fundamentals of investing in Pokemon and things that are important to understand, fully just go through it. What I would like to do as well at some point is I would like to go through and sort my channel a little bit better, so that when it came to the categories that I have for my videos, I will have I'll have an organizational what's it called? It's like a channel folder, I guess, where basically it just completely puts you on autoplay of, hey, this is my channel folder of the history of my videos I've posted where we discuss reprints. Hey, this is a channel folder talking about the history of my discussions on my top picks. Channel folder. I want to be able to do that so you guys can go through and be able to track my accuracy, as well as be able to be able to learn a lot of my stuff. But obviously a lot of people don't want to spend hours upon hours going through and reading every video. or watching every video. So if you want to, of course, just contact me directly through Discord, we can totally work something out. I'm all for it, man. So I got $40 Pokemon Pikachu VMAX Celebration Premium Collection boxes for $39. I kind of want to sell them, but obviously don't want to ship them out. I want to hold them longer, but no room. Oh, well, so, I mean, you already answered yourself there, Tyson. Well, actually, you're not even asking me whether you should sell or not. You're asking how should I sell them. I mean, the best case scenario, I would say, for how you start off by selling them is see if you can get a sale for them either locally through Mukari or selling them locally on Facebook Marketplace. That's what I would say. I mean, what's the price right now for that is the first question for the figure collections. Yeah, that was the thing about the figure collections. Although I do love them very much so long term, my biggest fear that I really talked about them, the two biggest fears in particular, was I said storage, and then I also said the possibility of it getting dented because it was so fragile. It makes it extremely difficult. And obviously it's one of those things right now where it's like you're buying it for 40, so you got it at a great price, obviously, but it's only going for 62. So in terms of marginal value, like you were saying, you try and sell it and ship it out, you're losing a ton of money there. So you got to start off local, try and see about Facebook Marketplace. I mean, if you want to, you can go Craigslist and see if you have any luck there. Mercari, places like that. You know, maybe you can find someone on a Facebook Marketplace group that you'll be like, hey, I'll ship it to you, but I'll split shipments. That way you can at least, you know, let's say it's going to cost you $20 to ship. If you're doing pirate ship, I assume it'll probably be roughly around that, depending upon where they live. You could say, I'm going to spend $10, you make $10. Obviously, if you're selling, well, actually, I don't know what you'd be selling it for at that point. That's also the other question. So you'd probably go break even at that point. Yeah, it's tough, man, because your margins are slim on it right now, no matter what, unless you're selling it locally. So that's kind of my route I would go if you're trying to make the most bang for your buck at that point. Any insights on Gengar's Altar from Fusion Strike? It's been going up quickly. Let's take a look and see as to why. Obviously, you know, my first inclination as to if an alt art is going up is either an appreciation in the art design and or the overall competitive playability of the card. Let's see what it has. This attack does 60 damage for each of your opponent's Pokemon V and GX in play. I mean, you've got to imagine that this probably just ties into the fact that the current most popular decks right now are the current most popular decks right now are the overall Lost Zone decks, and you know, Psychic and Dark type, to my knowledge, is pretty viable in the standard format at this moment. So I think that just is a deck that ties in right now, which is why the value of this has gone up. You know, maybe there's also a correlation in terms of the artwork. Let's go take a look and see how the other Gengar is just doing. If the regular VMAX is doing well, then I think this lines up with it. But if it's not doing much, yeah, so it might be, yeah, I mean, it might be something that's just tied into the overall art design then for the card. I think there's just an appreciation for the card. To be fair, I mean, if I'm being completely honest, the card's value is definitely undervalued for the longest time. I mean, buying a card like this, a Gengar, which is a super strong character, for under $100, I mean, I think that's definitely something that's crazy undervalued. I think there's an argument to be made about the Espeon being at around the $100 price point as well to be undervalued for one of the evolution characters. So, I mean, Celebi was obviously one of my favorites for Fusion. I really like the undervaluing of it as an opportunity. Prices, of course, have started to go up where I'm less likely, as someone first and foremost who doesn't invest in singles really, I'm less likely at this point to be in the mode of saying, oh yeah, I totally want to invest in these because prices have started to go up. But I gotta assume that people are starting to appreciate the Gengar alt art designs, especially since it's been undervalued for so long. eBay search seller Chedivo BOO. All right, let's take a look here and see if we can find it. So it would be under eBay / Alright, so recent sales for this guy. Brilliant Stars ETB's below, Sword and Shield Astral Radiance below, Shining Fates below, Sword and Shield below. Oh my goodness gracious. What about active listings? Available. Why? Why? That's crazy. I mean, obviously the incentive at that point to still go with the, 85% positive feedback. Take that into consideration, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look and see what the feedback is, though. I would definitely love to see what that is. Why is this guy getting negative feedback? Especially for only having 5 reviews. Doesn't say anything. It's just negative review. That's interesting. Huh. I mean, I would just discredit that then. You can't really say much about it. Wow, that's quite fascinating, man. I mean, heck yeah. I mean, if you're someone that wants to obviously take advantage of the what are they going for, by the way? Special delivery Charizard. I mean, it's free real estate still, right? Man, I don't even have a special delivery Charizard. Isn't that crazy to think about, guys? I literally haven't bought any. So if you're just saying buying the card itself, oh yeah, price on the, that's code only. So the card itself is still going for upwards of $50. So it looks like 45 is the cheapest. So, I mean, I gotta say, man, if you're saying to yourself that the card itself, it's still worth $50. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I would still go and buy the Arceus V figure and then just get a code as well on top of that, considering that you're able to get so much value doing that. Maybe you're not really that interested in getting free money, but like I said before, you can refresh the code each and every week if you want to flip that. And so I think there's a ton of opportunity in terms of doing that. But like I said, that's just me personally. That's what I would do, which I haven't been doing. I don't know why I haven't, because I guess, been busy with so much of the LGS getting set up that I need to be doing that, and I'm literally missing out on free money. So who knows what's wrong with me? Who knows what's wrong with me in that regard? Buy 30 cases. I meant 3 boxes. Lol, John Boy, that's so funny. I have 2 sealed cases and I'm not considering selling. I mean, that's the thing, man. Like I said, you have 2 approaches. You either say to yourself one of 2 things. You either go and look and say, hey, the price of Evolving Skies booster boxes is now at, what, 220 is the low? 228 is the lowest, right? That's insane. The fact that this is 228 is mind-blowing to me, right? So you either say to yourself, hey, lowest price is 228. I can either max out right here, or I can just ride the wave until we hear news that there's basically going to be a reprint. And once we get that reprint confirmation news, then we call it good and we go in and we just sell it. Obviously, you take whichever you feel like. It's never a bad thing to take profits off the table, and it's okay to be greedy with it, as long as you know that once my video drops about a reprint confirmation, you sell right away. Because that's gonna be where the price crashing is. I mean, it's gonna tank. So, but awesome, we'll contact you right away. Yes, awesome. I just saw your messages, and then obviously we're streaming right now, so I can't look at it right now, but I will look at your, I will talk to you once we're done with the stream here. Try OfferUp to sell local too. Yeah, OfferUp's a good one. I've never used OfferUp I've never used it before, but I've heard good things about it. My experience has been conversations that go nowhere and inactive accounts, so I haven't used it myself. But if you're a seller, then obviously that's different. I'm just saying from a buyer's perspective. Do you know if Best Buy or the Pokemon Center will be selling the Charizard UPC online on release? No clue, couldn't tell you, but I assume that Best Buy probably would be. Don't know about Pokemon Center, would also not be surprised if they did something like that, but I'd probably assume they'd do it in a lotto way, but who knows. Trade the Pikachu boxes for Steam Siege? What the heck, John Boy? I don't see Tyrone in the chat. What are you talking about? Are you filling in for Tyrone here? That's so funny. Or Battle Styles, TT says. Smart trade, smart trade. Do you think Fusion Strike is a good pickup right now? Do I think it's a good pickup? I mean, God, that's the question, isn't it? Because you guys know what my stance is on things. If I see a product, right, that's still in rotation for at least another year and a couple of months, more than likely, and you're saying to yourself that it's $20 off what its prior all-time low was, that's a very hard sell for me, knowing what I could have gotten it for, right? So if we go take a look and see Fusion Strike booster boxes, you're able to still buy them. Yeah, booster boxes. You're able to still buy them for what, 95 bucks? I mean, what was the most recent sale we saw? Yeah, $95. That's not terrible, but knowing that it's gone to as low as the 80s, 82, that's something that really is discouraging for me to want to not go and buy it anywhere, you know, 86 or higher. Because I just love that it was at a point where it was below distro prices, right? I think that's a huge value. And so for me, it's not a terrible pickup because in all honesty, if we're being completely honest with ourselves, anything that, you know, within reason, of course, unless it's a set like, you know, Rebel Clash or Crimson Invasion or one of those I shouldn't say Rebel Clash because Rebel Clash has done well because it's been so scarce, but you know, unlike a set like Crimson Invasion, right, or a Steam Siege that you know, if it's one of those things where the value is there under $100 and you know it's going to be, you know, marginally not that much different if you're trying to play the long-term game, I'm not going to fault you for it, but me being me, I'm always about optimal opportunity. And I take that when I see it. And so for me, Fusion Strike, I don't see optimal opportunity. If you're someone that says to yourself, all right, well, let's say the value of the booster box, right? Let's say that you buy right now for 95 bucks and it goes up to $500. Your overall return, it's going to be a roughly, you're going to see a 5x gain or a 400% return, right? So, no, or a 5.2. Right? That's not bad. That's not bad. 5.2. Keep that number in mind, right? 5.2. 6, whatever. Versus if you had gotten it at the absolute low at around 80 bucks, right? And you're saying it goes up to $500. Obviously, this is super hypothetical that it'll go up to $500. But let's say 82, right? Then you're all of a sudden talking about a full 100 extra bucks. And that's something that is very intriguing to me, right? That's extremely intriguing to me in terms of the overall value of the return, percentage-wise. And what I mean by when I say, or sorry, not 100 bucks, 100%, because obviously the percentage difference is going to be so much more drastic. Sure, you might say to yourself, okay, well, it's a difference between, you know, it's a difference between 95 versus 82. You know, it's a $13 spread. And obviously that doesn't seem that big of a deal, but in the reality of things, that's an extra 10% of value that you're talking about long term, right? Which that 10% of value in the short term could have led to you buying multiple booster boxes, right? If you're saying that you're buying 95, a case of each, that's $570. If you're saying 82, and you're buying them for $6, that's $4.90. If you're saying that, you have almost your $4 off of being able to get yourself an extra booster box, a 7th booster box. So I know that in the grand scheme of things, you know, you don't need to necessarily be greedy when it comes to this kind of stuff, but I know there's so much opportunity at this point in the market that I am going to be greedy because I know there's going to be those opportunities to get in at a ton of really good prices to where I can go and pick that up and say, hey, I'd much rather wait till a lower price knowing that I could get a 7th booster box rather than, you know, at its current prices only be able to buy 6 for the same price. Are you scared in eBay about fakes? I got one Charizard first edition BS for 350 Germans. Saw luckily before I paid that it was, the backside was fake. Should I just buy graded? Oh, that's a good question, CS Noob. I mean, in terms of fake, let me put it for you this way. I've bought a lot from eBay And for me personally, I very rarely come into fakes. Very, very rarely. I would say that in terms of cards that I've purchased, I've yet to come across a card that's fake, but that's because I'm just doing my research. And in terms of packs that I've bought from there, I've only had one that was fake, and I noticed right away, and then I returned it and got a refund on it. So I'm very, I'm very aware that there are scammers, but if you go about it the right way, then you have nothing to worry about, right? If you go to, here's my kind of thought process about it. If the guy has 100 or 200 or 300 transactions and he's at 100%, then I'm going to go with him as long as those transactions are as a seller. If you see an account with lower transactions, and let's say they have 100 transactions and they're at a 98.5%, and then you realize that of those transactions, 90% of them were of them as a buyer, and then the negative one was them as a seller, because people can fabricate their accounts, that's where I have concerns. Obviously, if you're saying an account that's at a 98.9% or 99% seller, and they have over 1,000 or 10,000 views or whatever it is that they have for transactions, then I feel really safe about going through and buying from them. And that's typically something that's always worked out for me. And so you just have to be smart when it comes to it. There are a lot of times as well that you can actually get sweet deals, however, by taking the risk. I mean, man, there's been times where I've had sellers that were sub 100, like 50 sales, but at 100%. And I went through and I said, hey, most of their transactions have been them as sellers. However, I know that a lot of people are more than likely going to stay away because they're still skeptical. And I've been able to get product 40% off of whatever market is and then have it shipped to me, and it's all legit, and I'm stoked and I'm hyped. So there's totally opportunity there. You just obviously have to weigh your risk in terms of that. So who's buying these Evo Skies at 220? Oh my God. I don't want to say idiots because that seems mean, but people that are not making good decisions with their lives, or wealthy people. And Tyrone, looks like I joined at the right time. All right. That's so funny. What do you mean the Charizard code refreshes every week? Can you elaborate on that? So Shiny Cardboard, the whole thing with the Charizard special delivery Charizard code is that right now you can go out and buy a special delivery Charizard code, right? Let's see what the price is for it. Special delivery Charizard code. That is how you spell code, right, guys? That's how you spell code. Special delivery Charizard code. So you can go out and right now you can go buy a special delivery Charizard code for what? $350 is what I'm seeing here is the cheapest, right? So $350 is what you're able to go buy it for. You go input that code. According to Pokémon, you can only have one code per household. However, it refreshes after a week. So if you use your code and then wait a week, it refreshes and you're able to actually go through and you're able to have another code that you can resubmit. So that's what I mean by that. Those were PC ETBs on the seller's page. Yes, they were, Scratching, which is crazy to me that they were selling them for that cheap. Does anyone know if we can use the Charizard code if we live in Canada? It depends. Obviously, some of them are like for this one, for example, US code. So there are certain codes that are only available for certain places, US code only, and use USA. So I gotta imagine that it depends on where you're located and where they're located. Yeah, you have to be super honest and transparent as an eBay seller to keep that 100% feedback. Exactly. XDJ says infinite money glitch. I mean, honestly, it is. You're getting basically, think about it this way. You're selling it for, $50, let's say on TCG Player. You're able to, or 45, I think was the cheapest, right? Sell on 45 after fees and everything. And shipping, you're probably walking away with like $38. You're going on and you're buying something that's going to qualify for free shipping. So if you want to spend $20-$25, there you go. You're making basically, $18 off the whole thing, and then $20 in value from a product that you got for free. So I mean, you're making literally free money off of it. It's crazy. I bought an SDC code and used it. Won't let me use it again. Just try it unless I'm doing it wrong. I mean, how long have you been waiting for, John? Because like I said, it refreshes after a week from my knowledge. As content creator, do you have any thoughts on buying stolen product to showcase it before it's been officially revealed? Do I have any thoughts? I mean, am I upset, are you basically, over the fact that people have stolen content? I mean, here's the deal, man. And you want me to be brutally honest about this? Although I do think it's an issue in terms of quality control, once it's out there, right? I can sit here and I can take the moral high road and say, I am so much better than everyone else. Look at me, look at my virtue signaling. Everyone else is posting about this leaked content. I'm not. And you can sit there and you can do that, and maybe people will respect you for it, or people won't care. Who knows? But at the end of the day, once it's out there and people are reporting on it, if you snooze, you lose. That's just how it is in the news world, right? So if it's something now we're having a conversation where it's not out there and there's not information about it, and you have an opportunity in terms of, you know, these leaks, it's one of those things where I would say that there definitely needs to be an addressed concern, in all honesty, in terms of the Pokemon company fixing it. Because don't get me wrong, like from a content creator's perspective, it's great when it happens because it's something for me to have a conversation about, especially when there's not really a ton of, you know, reprint product news going on these days. With that, of course, all being said, I still stand by the stance of, I think it's a lot better for Pokemon to get their crap together with quality control, because they look like an absolute disaster right now in terms of US quality control. Their leaks have been pretty predictable to the point of where I'm having people ask me questions on predictions on when leaks are going to happen, and they're happening predictably around the same time. You're having issues with just general print quality control after we had news that, you know, there was going to be a buyout for Millennium Prank Group, which was going to allow all of this to go away and things were going to be better off, and instead they've gotten worse. So it's one of those things for me where it's like, I think from a just business perspective, it's something that they have to, you know, rein in. And I think it's definitely, you know, I definitely think it's a bad reflection on them as a company, but also at the same time, don't discredit that from the fact of the matter that, you know, this is a game of news, and people are going to come out and be hyper competitive and dropping it, because if you're the first person to do it, then people are gonna be all excited about that. Oh, I was able to find out here first about it from X channel, and I know that they're gonna be a trustworthy source for finding out about leaked content, because people want leaked content, right? People can be upset about hearing the news of leaked content, because I know some people are, and I can completely understand that. But I mean, it's just an issue that the Pokemon company needs to address. That's just my personal opinion on it, man, honestly. You know, maybe that's a bad stance. Maybe people think it's immoral for me thinking that. But like I said before, once it's out there, it's like, what are you going to do? Eli, have you been buying Celebration Lances Charizard boxes off Walmart for retail? I've been told they arrive with new packs. ES Infusion. Old boxes had DA and Battle Styles, I think. Whoa, really? Yeah, I bought 6 of them. I bought a case's worth. If do they still come with the Celebrations packs inside of them though? That's crazy. My original SDC code I've used a month ago will not work again. Oh, well, you have to get a new code completely, Tyler. Yeah, you can't use the same code twice. You need to buy another one. Weird. Still worth buying another code, though. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's kind of bizarre in that way. Oh, that's what I thought, John Doe. I'd love to get Japanese quality cards in the United States. You know, I would say I picked up VMAX Climax and the whole family was like, what the heck? I know, right? It's so funny, the quality control difference between the United States versus Japan. It's so hectic. It is so hectic, which is very interesting to see, because you say to yourself that with Japan, they're very more calculated. They're very much more sensible with everything they do. There's always a purpose behind it. Japan has always been really good when it comes to their quality control. Versus the United States, it's almost like rush, 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 rush. And with that, it's quite interesting because with them being so rush, 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 you would say to yourself, okay, well, if they're so like always panicking to rush product, then why aren't we seeing more product? Because the quality of this product seems so rushed. I mean, like a perfect example for the most recent set is the cards. I was looking literally down to the side of me because I see a bunch of bulk off to the side of my room. A lot of the product was so just faded. Like the print of it was so bad. It really was like, holy crap, man. I can't believe that you're having this terrible of print conditional issues in terms of just the fadedness of the card. And so that was something that I really felt was like, this is some of the worst quality control issues I've ever seen with the Pokemon Company, you know, within the Sword and Shield era block. So yeah, it's definitely like, all right, well, you're rushing it and we're not getting a ton of booster box reprints. Why are you rushing it, or are your prints just look like you're rushing it? It's been bad, man, and I definitely think they could do better and follow suit with Japan. I picked up VMAX Climax and the whole family. Yeah, VMAX will outperform most English sets. I mean, VMAX Climax is an incredible set. I've talked about this before when people have asked me questions on what my thoughts were on VMAX Climax as a set. And I've also talked to people before about it. It looks like the price has gone up. I remember we were able to buy it for around $50 or lower at one point. Obviously, prices of it have gone up quite a bit. So it's been performing extremely strong, man. Yeah, it's performing well. So it's doing real well. Yeah, and I'm a huge fan of the set. I think it's going to do well. I think it'll be a cool set. I myself would love to start collecting more Japan. I really want to, like, don't get me wrong, I'm decently knowledgeable about Japanese product, but I'm nowhere near some people like SM Pratt. Like, these guys have a wealth of knowledge. And for me, I would definitely love to get in that sphere. Obviously, my bread and butter is English. Like, I know so much about English print and just how things work with the Pokemon Company, just having worked with them for the past couple of years and, you know, having just seen their historical patterns in the past 10 years of just how they do things and seeing the transitional shift and et cetera, et cetera. So, like I said, that's my bread and butter. But I would still love to learn more about Japan, especially if we can get a Japanese distributor for the LGS we'll be opening soon here. That's what I keep hearing, and it's still stupid cheap. Yeah, I mean, it's still at a decent price. Obviously, if you could have gotten it at 50, it's fine, but I mean, 60 is not bad. Yes, comes with celebrations packs. I thought I heard you could only buy 2 orders of 2 per case, 4 boxes. So ordering of line, you were allowed to order a case of Lance's Charizard 6. So John, here's what I did. I basically went through and I just kept spam ordering, and I ordered 3 orders at first. The Sylveon box price went up. However, here we go, fun chat time. Let us remove user, because for some reason, oh no, I gotta go. Hi, user from channel, love it. What was I saying? Yeah, no, I was able to go through and I put in 3 orders total, and 1 order was for 2 Sylveon, 2 Lance's Charizard, and then when I went to go reorder Sylveon, it was at $30 instead of $20, so I just ordered 2 more Lance's Charizard, and then I put in a 3rd order for 2 more Lance's Charizard, because it was a limited 2 each. One of those orders got canceled because it said I went over my limit, but the other one went through. So I'm having 6 get shipped to me. I could have technically spammed more, but I just wanted to test first and see if it was legit and I was going to get actual product. But yeah. TT Pobot. Same, 50, grabbed like 7 boxes. It'll perform with no doubt. Hey man, you grabbed it at 50. I mean, John Doe, you're always on top of it. What do I got to say? The high class set, Koga, I can't look away for a second. That's so funny, dude. High class sets like VMAX Climax are safe bets. Many Japanese. I mean, where's Where's Shiny V? I don't know why. I don't know how to say this, guys, but there's something about Shiny V as a set, and it's pretty expensive now. Wasn't it going for like 70 not that long ago? Jesus loves me, this set is performing. Actually, we can probably go and see Pokédata. Pokédata probably has value on this. Shiny Star V, man. This set, I don't know how to explain it, but it makes me feel a lot more warm and fuzzy than the English variation. I just don't know how to explain it. I think whether it be because the silver borders with the set in Japan, or whether it be because the box design looks so cool, just whatever it may be, it just makes me feel way more warm and fuzzy than the Shining Fates Elite Trainer boxes and all the product that we get in America. I'm just a huge fan of it. Yeah, let's take a look and see what VMAX Climax is looking at. History of it. So VMAX Climax is a set. No, it'd be under sealed product. We'll go look at that, and then we'll see Shiny Star V. Do they have it? They don't have it yet. They don't have it either. Bummer. Get sealed Japanese product already, Pokédata, what the heck? Nate, I'm here for adult dating. Well, you're in the wrong place, sir. Nice to get the Zard boxes again. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. We'll have a conversation about that. We can have a conversation about that for Wednesday's video, and then also have a conversation about some of the other product that's been showing up through alias accounts. It'll be interesting to talk about that. It was VMAX Climax, right? VStar Universe will be VMAX. I mean, we would like to assume, TT, that if we're going to be getting a bunch of alternate art designs for it, yeah, there's no way it's not going to. But, you know, those alt arts haven't been fully revealed. We just know that there's a alternate art Leafeon that's going to be put in one set, and we got to assume that's what it's it. For me, English products are cool, but Japanese are what I prefer 90% of the time. Yeah, completely understandable. You were in English? Oh my gosh, I was. Thank you. Wow, I'm dumb. Oh, VMAX Climax. Thank you guys. Everyone, I'm glad everyone else caught that except for me. Everyone was like, what the heck is this dummy doing? All right, let's look at product value. So at its lowest, it really, I've seen it for 50 bucks. I don't know why this chart represents it at being that. Well, I mean, according to the chart, man, but I disagree with that chart, man. I had multiple people send me, I had many people send me pictures of, hey, go to this site if you want it for 50 bucks. So I find that quite interesting. Shiny Star V, I mean, it's not a bad price by any means. I do remember it. Yeah, this seems a little off on general pricing. That seems weird that the pricing is the way it is there. Huh, interesting. I mean, you can probably, maybe you can find it cheaper elsewhere. I don't know, man. That is bizarre. Yeah, I don't know how much validity I'd put on that. Shiny Star V was around $80 October of last year. Okay, so 80 was the cheapest. 70 wasn't. But obviously it's gone up like 20 to 30 bucks since then. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's bizarre. That's still bizarre with VMAX Climax, though. I still will stand by that. That was at 50. I know for a fact. I had multiple people message me about it being at 50. GX Ultra Shiny doesn't even have sales history on that one. No recent sales. So funny. I don't know. Yeah, that's quite interesting. I wonder if we have any graded cards yet. PSA. We do. We have our first ever graded Giratina. We've had multiple sales actually. 980. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. What's the value of the 9 considered raw? Wow, that's an incredible spread, but you probably spent $100 to get graded early. That's probably why. That's crazy. I mean, hey man, I mean, you could potentially make value off of rush grading things. The risk to reward though, for me, that scares me a lot. That scares me a little too much to do a rush grade on that. What about the Aerodactyl? It does have a 10. Wow, I'm not gonna lie, guys. That's a pretty cheap 10 for a rush grade. Interesting. Elbow cough, elbow cough, elbow cough. Trax Phantoms. What's up, Trax? Bro, you need a lozenge? A lot of coughing over there, my guy. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's kind of weird to me. Is there any other things in terms of sealed product that's worth discussing? I mean, Silver Tempest booster boxes. Where we stand on that? Are they still... Have they gone up in price? Well, I've already started going up in price. Let's see if Game Nerd still has them. Here, I had them added in my cart. We don't know if that's still active though, obviously. Let's just look up Silver Tempest. Charizard up to $205 on eBay. Yeah, it's still, you can still get it for $95 on Game Nerds, but it's gone up on eBay, which is interesting. You got this. How much does it, will it drop, do I think? Oh, did my screen freeze? That means I'm probably losing battery. Yeah, I knew I was gonna be running low on battery. Apologize about that, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! We're chilling though. I'll have enough for the end of the stream, most definitely. How much do I think it could drop? Oh man, I mean, as I said before, I think 180 is realistic. $203? Yeah, man. Prices on this sucker are dropping. I mean, we are nearing it soon here. I think 180. I think 180 is realistic. You think 170 is a range? Yeah, no, that seems realistic too. Like I said before, man, I stand by the statement. I think people will be surprised how low it'll drop to. Not like, oh my gosh, it's going to go under MSRP. That's not what I mean by that, but it's going to be completely different from Celebrations because they have printed so much more of this product. That's kind of what my growing thought in theory on it is. Yeah, drop more, please. Everyone wants, of course. But yeah, Evolving Sky is still doing it. Brilliant Star. There's no way this is right. Holy moly, guys. What happened with Brilliant? What? Wow, you're kidding me. This is what Brilliant is going for right now? Guys, this is too much. Oh no, the release date is not till October of 28th, if I'm correct. I could be wrong, but let me see. Yeah, October 28th. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, Charizard UPC has a couple weeks before it releases. Man, I can't believe the Brilliant Stars booster box has gone up so much. Wow, that's incredible. No wonder you guys are looking at Fusion and being like, is it a good deal? Please? Oh my gosh. What's Vivid at? 126? I mean, but at least it capped at one point. Gosh, man, that's terrible. That is terrible, dude. I mean, like I said before, man, we're expecting there to be a reprint sometime in the near future here. And looking at that price is hopefully sooner than later. I just passed on a Brilliant Star booster box at 120. Oh, well that must have felt bad. Sorry guys, it was getting way too hot in here. I had to stand up for a second. Turn on the fan. They had Brilliant Stars booster boxes on at 125 on eBay yesterday. I mean, let's take a look. $195, $160, $157. Wow. Sword and Shield Brilliant Star booster box. 36 packs, new listed. Oh, Jeepers Creepers, brand new. Wonder how. Sorry. Wonder how legit this is, ladies and gentlemen. USA shops only? Wow, that doesn't sound like a fishy name at all. Located in Miami. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. Seems kind of sketch. Brain malfunction, it was Amazon. Yeah, prices on this thing are crazy. Professor Juniper is still in the dirt. Absolutely dirt cheap. Crazy. Obviously, TCG player prices on the Evolving Skies have gone up. Other places have not. Pokemon Go ETBs are still going down. Like, they are still losing value. Which is absolutely nuts to me. That they're losing value still. Like, I thought they were already cheap, but you're starting to get close to wholesale for these products. Just insane. Yeah, I don't know, man. Reprints are needed soon, that's for sure. Made in China, Brilliant Star, right? 100% legitness. Buy it for fun. Make a YouTube video about buying it for fun like PokeRep does. In this video, today I bought a fake booster box, or is it legit? You know? Get all super hyped about it being fake. I just landed in Moonbreon slightly off-center pack fresh 310. Heck yeah, dude. I mean, if it's slightly off-center and you can get it in a 9, then go for just selling it raw at that point, or if you're like, just put it in a binder because you want to add it to your collection, dude, either way, congratulations. Just opened Celebrations, Sylveon, and got the gold Umbreon. Heck yeah, baby. Shout out to you on that one. Already got the fun times in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, too. They're back. They're back and better than ever with the fun times. Nate, they're back. They heard you're looking for adult dating, dude. You better hurry, man, before you miss out. So I'm thinking about getting a Battle Styles booster box, but I also thought about grabbing a couple of Sun Moon singles. Oh god, I don't think now is the time for Battle Styles booster box. Prices are so high. I mean, you're talking about at its lowest, it was 75, dude. At its lowest is 75. I would definitely not pick it up now. It's so overvalued in that regard. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's worth it because they're never going to reprint it again, but it's the last set, or it's the first set of the E-rotational wave, so it's going to still be in rotation for a while. What Sun Moon singles are you looking for, though? Eli, do you think Lost Org... Interesting, that's how you named it. Has a chance of overtaking Brilliant Scars? Sorry for the sneeze, ladies and gentlemen. I was able to silence that, thankfully. Do you think Lost Orgy... I can't believe I said that out loud. Do you think Lost Origins has a chance of overtaking Brilliant Stars in the future because the Guillotine is a higher price than the Altar? No, not at all. Not even close. I mean, here's the deal. Do I think Lost Origins could do well? Yes. Do I think it'll overtake Brilliant Star? Not a chance. One, Brilliant Star has had way more print out there. Way more print compared to Lost Origins. And then two, the overall pull rates for Lost Origins are so much harder to pull alternate arts. So not even a question in my mind that Brilliant Stars is a better pickup. Plus, it's a Charizard. Charizards hold so much more value. I've been in the hobby for 3 years. Right on. Well, shout out to being here since the start of COVID, basically. Hot single cards in my area. What is your take on special delivery Bidoof? I mean, in what regard? In terms of investment, I'm not the biggest fan of it. It's a cool card, I guess. There was a big CP price dip that I missed. I was super caught off guard. What do you mean, Koga? Where did you miss it? Are you just talking about with recent prices, or was there someone that listed it for cheap? I don't like Lost... Yeah, right. Oh my god, good catch. I literally caught myself not doing it, and then I did it. Freaking goober. I mean, that's fine, TCG investors. They have it for $87. But let me ask you this. In what is considered the worst alternate art booster box in the Sword and Shield era, would you rather pick that up for 87 bucks, or would you much rather spend an additional $8 and pick up Silver Tempest, which is more than likely going to be one of the top performing alternate art sets on the year? In terms of future value for special delivery Bidoof, is it worth to add to the list of cards to hold on to? I mean, let's go take a look at the value and we can just look at the chart. To be fair, it did have a really good growth last time we looked at it, if I'm correct. I mean, here's the deal, man. And yes, this is what I'm gonna say. Last time we looked at this, because we looked at this not that long ago, and I'm gonna say the same exact thing. I think it's too late. I think in terms of the overall value of this card, you could say to yourself, yes, I'll pick it up right now, but are you really wanting to pick it up where it could top out at any time and you're gonna buy the top? There's no need to take that sort of risk. I would much rather have been able to buy down here than up here. And so there's no point of FOMOing in. Could it do well? Could it just keep going up forever? And I'm wrong? Yeah, it totally could. And is it a cool card? Yes, it totally is. But the risk to reward is just not there for me, and I wouldn't personally pick it up. There was a month period on eBay where bids didn't go high up at all. Really? Yeah, I wasn't monitoring bids. I was just monitoring TCG and eBay prices. Eli, hope all is well. Hope all is well for you too, Gabe. Someone offered me a Battle Styles booster box for a Vaporeon GX Special Collection box. What do you think? You have to think about it this way, Gabe, and this is a pretty easy one. I would take the Vaporeon box. I would not do that trade, and the reason why is because of two reasons why. One, although they're an equivalent value to one another, unless your plan is to open the booster box so that you can get a return trade value off of it and just open 36 packs, you have to determine for yourself which is an easier product to move. You know that Battle Styles is a product that people don't want right now, and it's a dead product, and unless you're trying to buy it because you want to open a bunch of product cheap, it's just not something that people are really going for, right? And so for that reason, Vaporeon is a product that you're going to be able to easily move, easily sell. You're going to get a ton of offers and opportunities. I would not want that because you can totally find other product to trade for that's going to be a lot more liquid in terms of being able to sell off. In Europe, Silver Tempest already costs 120 pounds. Wow, dude, that's crazy. Now you can pick it up for 108. You can pick up what for 108? Not even a month ago, actually, I was looking to buy 6 bid ended before I checked. Dang, dude, that's tough. Silver Temptress. John's just doing puns now. Good point on Battle Styles versus Silver Tempest. I mean, literally, it's so much like better of a set, presumably, that you're just saying that it's gonna be only an $8 value. John Boy, get out of here. John Boy's literally just memeing like a 12-year-old. Viagra voltage. That's so bad. You just so dumb. Good vibes indeed, Tracks. I have 3 special delivery Pikachu's. That's what I wanted. That's why I wonder, but makes sense. Oh, well, I mean, it depends, man. If you already have those, then obviously you've been doing extremely well. I guess I was answering it from if you're saying to buy now. But if you bought a while ago, congrats, dude. You've been sitting in a good investment. Question is, how much more is it going to go, or is it worth taking profit? I mean, that's something for you to determine yourself, considering it's almost went up $100 in the past, since start of this year. Hey, that's non-financial advice to you, good sir Gabe. But I appreciate it, brother. Babe Cakes! What's up, Babe Cakes? Do you really think the Pokemon Company is going to reprint all of the in-rotation sets, or are they going to shot it, just have one massive release? Great question, Babe Cakes. Let me put it to you this way. They, and I could be off on this, right? But I don't think they would just push back the rotation if it weren't for nothing. Because it's obviously, we do have regional tournaments going on, so that could be a reason why. It could purely be just from a competitive perspective. But to me, it's almost hard to think that that's just it. And they're not going to take advantage of the fact that it's still going to be in rotation for them to reprint product. Because that just would make sense, That's just something that there's just an opportunity there, and we'll of course see within the next month or two. How do you feel about Lance's Charizard having new packs inside? Do you think we'll see more Celebrations product reprints soon? Great question. I feel like the answer to that, John, is honestly going to lie in, do we also have new code cards with those? Because if someone's opened it up and found new code cards, then the answer is, oh yeah, for sure, totally. But if they're just the same old code cards, what was it again you said that was included in it? What were the packs for the new ones? If you don't remind me, 108 is the lowest in Europe for Silver Tempest. That's tough, dude. That's so expensive. But I mean, that's probably cheap for Europe. No, you're all good, Dom. As far as Sun and Moon singles go, I'm not looking for anything particular, but I'm trying to find some good deals. I'm liking the Tag Team Alt Arts. Well, the Tag Team Alt Arts aren't a good deal right now, man. Tag Team Alt Arts have been absolutely skyrocketing in value. like skyrocketing in value. So you're going to be paying for top dollar on them. All right. Let's go to like, what's one that comes to mind on Broken Bonds, right? The Gardevoir Sylveon. If you go look at the value of what this has been doing for the past year, it's insane how much it's gone up. I think it's almost doubled in value, if I'm correct. So it went from $47, and it is now sitting at there's not even a near mint visible. These are light played conditions people are buying it for. That's crazy. I actually have this in near mint condition. Might be worth cashing out, it seems. Let's see the alternate design for this. I mean, yeah, once again, value on that. I mean, they're still going up. They're in an upwards trend. I mean, if you want my honest opinion of which ones I think are the best to pick up from this era, I think Lost Thunder, dude. I mean, Lost Thunder had a resupply, so you're able to get in at a much cheaper price, right? So if we go high to low, let's just look at the Lugia, right? Oh my gosh, dude, these bots are relentless today. So if we go look at this near mint, obviously it's 143. Let's see what the value is in the year. 180. It's been going down, right? The value of this card has been going down. It's gone down a decent amount. It's a Lugia card. You know it's going to do well. How's the Suicune doing past year? Went from 130. It's dropped almost 50% in value. You know, Mimikyu. How's that doing once again? 80, 90, 49. I mean, I can just keep going on, but I think this is, it was one of the best performing sets before they had a resupply. So I think there's a ton of opportunity in Lost Thunder singles. Tons of opportunity. Not to mention too, man, look at the value of this one. It's been very interesting in the way it's transitioned its down price. But I mean, at 33 bucks for a full art Lugia, I don't know, man. I feel like this will do well. Koga every time you look away. That's funny. Hey, it's a good thing that I've been more on top of it than recently. I've been proactively watching because it's been happening so much recently that I'm like, alright. Gotta monitor. But yeah, man, I think that's a set worth looking at. Honestly, what surprises me as well is, let's take a look at Ultra Prism before I make this statement first. I was gonna look at Guardians Rising, but let's look at Ultra Prism first. Oh yeah, look at the price of this Leafeon. One point was worth 50. Now it's going down to 30 bucks. Look at the value of these rainbows. I mean, these rainbow cards are going down. They're not going up, right? Lily's Full Force. I'm curious how that's performing. I mean, it's dropped, but it's not like crazy drops, you know? Let's look at the Glaceon. I mean, a rainbow Glaceon, guys. It should not be going for this cheap. And then let's look at the value of what it's doing right now in terms of PSA. I want to know what the pop report is on it. I mean, this spread tells me it still's got downside to go. Bro, I've been sneezing so much. I'm so sorry, guys. But you're telling me the spread between this raw and this 10? That's such an undervalued 10. That's crazy to me. Especially for a character like this. Okay, so Glaceon GX, right? It's going for 93 bucks. You know, let's take another. What was the Umbreon in? Was it in Guardians Rising? We know the Sylveon was. Or was it Sun and Moon base? I think it was Sun and Moon base. Yeah, it was. Okay, so you're saying, I mean, the spread sucks here for TCG to 9. I mean, a 10 is going for 166, right? So the 10 on the Umbreon is going for 166 for just the standard GX, right? So keep this number in mind, guys. Standard GX for this card, and the value of the TCG is 28. For the value of the TCG, for the raw TCG player. Right? Keep that in mind. If we now go to Evolving Skies, and we look at the Umbreon VMAX, you can get a brand new modern set, brand new, for roughly around the same price, and the 9 is going for more. That's actually a pretty good spread, I'm not gonna lie. If that's actually legit, that's a pretty good spread. Yeah, that blows my mind, man. That blows my mind. Let's take a look at Umbreon GX. And take a look at the population report on it. 193, guys. I don't know, man. I think some of these Sun and Moon cards, I think there's a lot of opportunity here in a lot of Sun and Moon cards. And if you just look. I mean, I obviously made a video on what to look for. So you guys know what to look for. Just thought it was interesting. I know, you're right, Koga. I do need to look into Nightbots. I need to remember that. Would now be a bad time to buy Rebel Clash or Darkness Ablaze booster boxes? Rebel Clash, I might wait a little bit, just because, who knows, we might have just a random... Here's what I would say, Babe Cakes. We're about, in my personal opinion, about 2 months away from more than likely everything being out of rotation for these items. I'd much rather wait a month or two and then answer that question then. Because if we see that there's no news rotations, we're near the end of the month, they're about to go to rotation, then I would say yes. I can't be the only one that wishes that Silver Tempest would have a Ho-Oh altar. No, you are definitely not. Hi, any XY set looks to invest in? Fates Collide, easy. Fates Collide is an easy one. I mean, the fact of the matter, going back to it once again with the Umbreon. Once again with the resupplied product. Prices on this set went down, down, down. Derek! What's up, Derek? Thanks for stopping by, brother. Like, smash. I appreciate it, man. I still think this booster box is ridiculously undervalued. Like, it's stupid how cheap this is. This is so dumb how cheap this is. You probably even get it for cheaper at $280, honestly. But look at this Umbreon, man. I think the price has started to go up again. I'm not 100% certain. Let's take a look. Yeah, price was going up for a while. I mean, but it's still not at a bad price, considering it did take a big dump off. It looks like it's not being represented here on a chart. I wonder if the Alakazam... Oh, wait, no, that was the short-term chart. We didn't see the long-term chart on the yearly, did we? Or was it? Yeah. Where's that Alakazam? Umbreon surprisingly has done the best out of it, to be fair. I mean, heck, man, Alakazam's not doing bad either. Kind of gone flat and sideways. Let's see if we can find a better chart here on to look at here. Interesting. I could have sworn we saw more of a drop in value. I mean, to be fair, this is a 20% drop back in 23 bucks, but maybe Mega Alakazam is going to show us the way. No, nothing much. Maybe I take that back. Glaceon, something. I mean, we had a resupply. Glaceon's better represented. John Boy. TP or Mysterious Treasure. I appreciate the super chat. I can't believe $5 super chatted that just for you to say that. I appreciate the donation. DP or Mysterious Treasures. You are something else, buddy. Your girlfriend's got a keeper. But any XY era set, I mean, oh god, that one upsets me. Steam Siege for the win. #1 investment on the year, Steam Siege. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. No. About Breakpoint. How's Breakpoint looking right now still? I felt for a while it was pretty undervalued, but has the prices started moving up or down on it? God, all these XY era sets are kind of going sideways, man. Honestly, here's my personal opinion. I think, if I'm being completely honest, I think a lot of the cards in the XY era set are still extremely undervalued. Whether they're trending up or whether they're trending down, I think a lot of them are undervalued. The only one where I would say that you've seen a trend upwards and they're extremely expensive now has been Ancient Origins. That's the one where you've seen the direction of it just go just up. Or this chart is telling me down for some reason. I guess we, for some reason, don't have the sales history of this. I don't know why. But I literally remember this being worth 50 bucks at one point. Maybe I have to click raw in TCG. But I prefer to just track TCG value. Saying it sold for 40, but that's so untrustworthy. I just prefer to do TCG value. But yeah, I would say, I mean, Fates Collide still, considering the fact of the matter of the current prices, I think is good. Roaring Skies is good. How's Phantom Forces looking? I would say Flashfire also is probably pretty pretty spendy. We already know with that Silver Dialga, we don't even gotta question that one. Price on this card have been slowly going down. Hey, that's a decent drop, almost 10%. I mean, yeah, other than probably Ancient Origins and Flashfire, I mean, you can't really go wrong in terms of, you know, good prices. But I would say, investment-wise, I think you probably can't go wrong with Fates Collide, Phantom Forces, Breakpoint. I know Breakpoint might be a controversial one because it didn't do well for the longest time, but I mean, guys, it has an Espeon, Ho-Oh, Darkrai, and Gyarados. And a Skyla full art. I think this is a super slept-on set. I think that's a super slept-on set. It might honestly be my favorite out of all of them, next to the Fates Collide. Do you have a sub button anywhere you can educate and help us? You educate and help us so much. A sub button? What do you mean by that? Like, are you talking about like a subscriber button, kind of like with Twitch, to like do donations? In terms of donational pledges, I do have a Patreon that's linked in the description down below. That some people that just want to donate because they appreciate the content, you can go follow the link to that, which I would greatly appreciate. It's never required. I mean, I don't give out additional content at the moment. We're in the process of going through the phases of building up the Patreon, but we just want to fully roll it out all at once so we can continuously be pushing out product for you guys that's accurate, especially once Pokédad does a full UI overhaul, because we're going to try to interlink a lot of that. But yeah, it's appreciated, man. Bless you, thank you. I've been doing a lot of boom mic muting today. Palkia VStar collection box, top 5 product this month. I don't know. It's interesting. I got it from my distributor. It looks like it's doing well as a product right now. I have no clue why. I'll have to look into it some more. Base Plebsaur says, thanks for stopping by, Pleb. Guys, give a like. Yeah, appreciate the likes, everyone. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I said before, but are you sure there will be an alt art secret in Silver Tempest? I only saw the Ultra alt art area on the set list. Yes, it is 100% confirmed. You made a video about Sun and Moon. I have to check it out. Oh yeah, I definitely did. I've made videos about is my battery going low again? Love it. I'm pretty certain I made a video on Sun and Moon era. I had a dead battery today. I'm pretty certain I made a video that was me ranking the Sun and Moon era. I can't remember if I had to redo it though or delete it because of quality control issues, or if that was a different video. I pulled the Fuller Evolving Status Rayquaza trainer card. Dude, shout out to you on that one, Trax. Heck yeah, dude. Travis is here. Go, Travis, my saber. Travis, worship me. Travis is here. Hopefully all is well. Hopefully you're having a good day, good sir. Thanks for the subscription, by the way, Lunier. Or thanks for subscribing. I love how you review the value of sets. I mean, it's one of those things for me where when it comes to reviewing the value, I look at a couple of things. I look at one, when was the last resupply of it? So is the value that this set is undervalued, or is it because there's an opportunity to resupply? 2, what are the characters in the set that are going to add value to it when we look at historical value of certain characters from them to now? Holy moly, love it. We're getting the, thank you so much. Koga was on top of it for this one. So that's another thing I take into consideration. And then 2, I also compare it, if we're talking just specifically sealed product, to its counterparts within the era. Those are a lot of the main factors I use to kind of determine whether or not it's investable. And you can, and by following those methods, you can find a ton of opportunity, honestly. Have a weird theory, Plebsaur says. I'm 100,000% off base, but with Lost Hope, alts being so scarce, instead of Lost Origins, he calls it Lost Hope. I was thinking maybe PTCI held some and maybe be planning more frequently in Zard UPCs to reward those who open them. I think that we don't know that until we know that. You know what I mean? I think that from a just PR perspective, that would be terrible. That would be terrible if you purposely seeding pull rates. People would be pissed. Mackenzie Harris, we covered the leaks? Yes, we did. And if you actually want to just go through and watch yesterday's video, Mackenzie, you can see the full pictures of the leaks. Yo, what's up, Sovanate? Pika, sorry I'm late. Always late, dude. What the heck, man? I appreciate you guys for stopping by, though. Membership, yeah, then just Patreon, then. John Boy says we're building the dope Patreon. Heck yeah, baby. Why is Fates Collide so expensive when the cards inside are so cheap? Well, there's a couple of reasons why CS Noob. The XY era was a heavily printed era. Arguably one of the most printed eras in Sword and Shield. And so that's why the cards are so cheap. It's also arguably one of the worst eras within the Pokemon, just history of Pokemon. So a lot of hate for XY and undervaluing of the cards. And then number 3, quality control issues in terms of a lot of the cards. So, you know, 3 factors that really play into the value of it being so low. But you can still find value as always, and say it'll do well long term. Because if we really think about it, it's still considered to be a modern set. It's not ultra modern, but it's still modern. But yeah, sealed product, and this is what my philosophy has always been, guys. And I'll say that I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I like the balance of them overprinting sets so that the cards are cheap, and then the booster boxes will do well long term. Because it'll make it so that you have that fine balance of being a collector and being able to get the cards for cheap, and being able to add them as part of your collection, and be able to put them in binders, and be able to appreciate the value of what the cards bring from an artistic perspective. And then also, if you want to invest and collect sealed product, you can, and it'll do well long term because it's deflationary. Man's got to make a Pokemon Bloomberg terminal. Any word on Nostalgianomics whereabouts? Yes, I actually do have information. I messaged him because a lot of people were asking about it. Sorry, I didn't know if I was going to hiccup for a second there. And he said he is alive. He said that he has his landscaping business. He's been in the process of selling and transferring to a new job position, and he has been super busy with work, and that he plans to hopefully be back in the next couple of weeks. And what the hopeful goal is that his release video that he's going to post out for when he gets back is going to be a live stream with him and I. Like a welcome him back live stream, because I want to do a collab with him when he comes back finally. If you know, may I ask, do you have any thoughts on a Korra Kickstarter booster box? Am I thinking about the same thing? No, we are not thinking about the same thing. I do not know anything about a Korra. I know nothing about a Korra. I'll look into it, but I've never heard about it. The only new trading card game I do know anything about is the new Disney TCG, which I think could be quite interesting. I think it could do quite well, in all honesty. But looks like TCG Channel Fireball is adding a Korra. I gotta wonder what the appeal is for the set. Yeah, do the live stream with Nostalgianomics. Yeah, no, I would love to do a live stream with him. I think it'd be a lot of fun. I think last time I did a live stream with him, we got really close to 100 views. We were at like 98, 96. Like, it was the closest I've ever been to hit 100. Skylar from Breakpoint is around $200 for a PSA 10 copy. Tempting to buy. I mean, what's the pop on it? I'm actually curious now. It's such a sick card. I'm surprised it's so undervalued for waifu card designs. 268? That's a low pop. Look at the spread on the 9 versus the raw. You know that means it's hard to hit those 9s. Oh, look at the most recent sale. It was 1 for 150. Maybe not then. Maybe it was just that one. Gotta love outliers. Have any thoughts on Minizu? Prices all over the place. Haven't been following him much, CJ. So I think it would be a disservice for me to give you an honest opinion when I can't tell you that I've been following it much. Open a personal pack brush. Show us the 1-pack magic. Goes and opens a pack, weighs it off screen so that it's a guaranteed hit. Oh, crazy! Definitely not here. We'll be. I still need to put out pre-sales for our break that we're gonna be having for Silver Tempest, and then in terms of the mystery packs too, I still left it as an open available option for those people that did want me to also open those the same as opening week. So those people that don't know, might as well do a shameless shill. We do have mystery packs that we just added to the site with new and improved odds. So it's now, instead of 1 in 25, it's 1 in 16 for gold, 1 in 8 for silver, 1 in 4 for red. So obviously had to increase the price to do it, but we did it with the intention of better packs, for one, because we now have Power Keepers and EX era sets that are worth well over $300 that we're including. And on top of that as well, we're just improving the odds overall. So really excited about that. Obviously, you'll have that launched within about less than a month now. So, or about a little bit over a month now. So, but yeah, and then the red value also will increase as well. So you can get your money's worth out of it. But yeah, check it out. We still have a decent amount available. We had a good amount of sales on day 1 and 2. But we still have a decent amount. I haven't even done an email campaign for it, so I should probably go out and do that. Because I just advertised it through the stream and through the Discord. So, but yeah. He's waiting for the UPC to go to the moon before coming back. Yeah, right. I've been looking at a core TCG and One Piece TCG for investments in new TCGs. Well, I'll definitely have to look into it, man. So how do you feel now about crypto usually tracking with Pokemon? Ooh, great question, John Doe. That is a great question, and let's go take a look. That's a great question. Wow, John Doe. We haven't had that conversation in such a long time. Let's take a look at Google Trends, and it will show the way. Let's look at the 2004 present year. I mean, look. It made a higher high. This shows a change of direction again. The demand is going back up, if we're basing it off of that. So the question you have to ask yourself this at that point, John, is what is going to follow suit? It looks like Pokemon is doing something and crypto is not. With that being said, within the next month, if you see crypto go up in value, then I think there's a correlation still. If it doesn't do anything, then I think they've broken correlation. Because that's a great thing to point out. For a while there, it looked like it was a ton of sideways action for Pokemon. And obviously Bitcoin had a ton of sideways action. But now Pokemon is going up again. And this looks like a healthy chart. Obviously Bitcoin hasn't done much, but usually there are laggards. Usually one follows the other. I would be interesting to see if that is what Pokemon's going to do, and it's going to predict crypto prices to go up. Based on what we've looked at historically for the past 2 years, indications would say that's entirely possible. I would love to say that, John. Let's have this conversation right now with everyone here. We're looking at this chart right now. We can go back to this and say to ourselves, hey, if crypto pops off in the next month, that'll be funny. Do you feel that this recession is a challenge? One where people lose jobs, or is it just a technical recession and people are just holding back spending to watch where the economy goes, where things go with the economy? It's stagflation, 100%. So it has more to do with people just holding back and a lot of fear and speculation. So what makes things very different in terms of this in 08 is, don't get me wrong, if you guys have been following the news, They've recently started to put out ninja loans again, which you love to see it because that's what caused '08 to crash. But let's take that out of the picture, right? Let's have a conversation about what's different now compared to back then. It's the inflationary rate. The value of your money right now, it's basically inflation is supply and demand. It's too few goods for too much money floating around. So either you need less money floating around, or you need the supply of goods to go up. That leads to stagflation in terms of overall people not spending as much. And what happens when people don't spend as much? Well, what ends up happening is there tends to be a buildup of supply. And when that buildup of supply continues, then it goes down. Obviously, there will be perishable goods where that won't affect it as much. But unless you see an increase in supply or a decrease in demand, there's going to be an imbalance, and that's one of the two things you need to happen. And so I'm of the essence of the belief that you're going to see the demand go down drastically, because the supply obviously has been terrible, and with the government regulations for supply chains, it's upsetting to say the least that they've botched it so much. But yes, I think that it's totally stagflationary. I think you're just going to see a lot of people not spending as much. And you're seeing that being affected in the housing market. Let me see if I can pull this up now, actually. So I live, for those people that don't know, I live in Maricopa County. I'm just doxing myself at this point. And we're going to be looking at the recent chart of just the overall active listings, price reductions within the past year. So this is the price reduced count in Phoenix and Mesa, Scottsdale area. So this basically tells us how many of the listed homes have had recent price reductions. So as you can see, going into what looks to be February of 2022, so start of this year, you had a record amount of, and this is of course going from 2017, you had a record amount of sales on homes with very low adjustments in terms of their overall drop of value. As you can see, going into now, that has done nothing but increase. The transitional shift from February into now, it has been an increase of roughly around 12x in terms of homes listed with price cuts. From last month August to, from September to last month in August, that has then increased what looks to be roughly around 1,000 homes listed. This is indicative of more price cuts happening in the market. Now let's take a look at medium days on the market. So how long does it take for it to sell? Well, what do you know? Look at that massive jump from August to September. You had it as an all-time low here where it was 22 days as a median average, but some places were selling within a week or two. And from May to now, it's already doubled in price, doubled in homes sitting on the market. This is, of course, just general statistical data. This is government data that is being tracked right now. And just following what's going on the market, going back to May and June, you had 550 roughly as the median. And now going into September, you saw another 5,000 drop. Not a huge drop, but a drop nonetheless, showing trend direction. And prices have already dropped over 10%. So basically, going back to your question in terms of recession, I think that's going to start with housing prices, since obviously interest rates are playing such a huge factor. I think the bond market also is going to be a huge correlating factor to that, as we saw in '08. Do I think that we're going to have an '08-like recession? I definitely hope not, especially considering it's a different event in terms of inflation. But you got to ask yourself. We've been saying for the longest time that the debt is not something to be worried about. But when you're telling yourself that the U.S. national debt clock has gone all the way up to almost $1 trillion, and inflation is at an all-time high because of spending, you really got to ask yourself, what's the transitional change? I think things are still, I mean, as represented in the charts month to month, we're still very much so headed into a recession, at least within my area. And Phoenix was rated the number one area in terms of price increase over the pandemic because of how many people were moving here. Is one of the top 3 states that people moved to: Florida, Texas, and Arizona. So obviously you have to take that. It's not going to be reflective of the whole housing market, but it is definitely going to show much. Okay, guys, I just realized I am over time by 5 minutes. We'll start wrapping it up in the next. I'll answer the last questions and then we'll wrap it up here. So let's get it in while we can. Off to work. Too bad I never see you open. Maybe next time I'll keep trying. Hey, well, don't worry. Tree to Leaf. We will be doing a break. If you want to check that out, it's going to be on the 11th, like I was just showing off, of November. That'll be our next break, and we're going to be opening up some Silver Tempest and potentially Pokemon mystery pack as well. Professor Eli, when will we get some good Pokemon sales? I'm actually hoping to add product to the site within the next day or 2. Trax Phantom, love Nostalgianomics. Me too, man. Okay, 10 minutes drive. You still have a chance to open a blister of AR? I don't, man. I'm not going to open product on stream. I only do that for when it's break day. Good sir. Yes, 11th of November. Like I said, man, that's when the release for the Pokemon USA Mystery Packs are. For those people that have... I wanted to put Silver Tempest within these. And so we're going to give people the option. If they want to keep it sealed, they can. If not, we'll open it for them. And then other than that, you're just going to have your... we're just going to do a Silver Tempest break. I buy 1 pack at 5 different stores to try my luck. Go for it. Yeah, dude, when my lease ended, they wanted to increase it by $250. Crazy, dude. Crazy. Yeah, that'll be interesting to see, Babe Cakes, because you have to ask yourself the question, is the rent market going to skyrocket up, or is it going to go down, right? Because if you're saying to yourself, all right, well, if everyone's no longer buying, and now everyone's trying to save money through renting because it's too expensive, does that mean the demand for rent goes up? I don't know, that's something to take into consideration, but as far as it goes, guys, I think I'm going to end it here. Just want to thank once again everyone so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like, comment down below, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Appreciate all the love and support. As always, if you comment and like on each of our videos, as well as be subscribed, you can enter yourself into weekly giveaways. But 3 winners each and every week, and you can comment and like on each video, so 3 opportunities to enter since we post 3 pre-recorded content videos each and every week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday.